Let's roll on and let's go stay in the Big 12. Go from Tech to TCU.
Okay.
Sonny Dykes, obviously still in the afterglow of that run to the 2023, technically the 2023 college football playoff. What do you see in the Horned Frogs 2024 class?
I see a lot of guys that I think, again, kind of how we ended on Texas Tech at TCU, they've done a really good job throughout the evaluation process. Some of the 3-stars that are on their signing list I feel like are dudes who just know how to play the game the right way. I think that's really important. But when you talk about this class, you have to start on the offensive side of the ball because they were able to secure a signing from Hoss Haney in the early signing period. I think that Haney has a chance to come in and compete for that starting job as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard accomplishment to make happen, right, in year one. But I think the expectation was there from the Haney side of things to be a day one guy. And I think that now that Chandler Morris has moved on and they brought in some other guys throughout the transfer portal, as a matter of fact, they were able to bring in Ken Seals throughout the transfer portal, a guy who transferred over from Vanderbilt. I think that Haney has a realistic chance to win that job.
I agree.
So I think that when you look at the scope of importance for signings throughout the Lone Star State, that this is one of the most important ones because of that. He could be leading the offense in college football next year. I also love Kyle Baker from Brownsboro. Brownsboro hasn't won a ton of games over the last couple of years. I do believe that they went 500 this year after a down year in 2022. The reason why they were able to kind of bounce back is because you have like a force like Kyle Baker. He's a guy who I think that they were looking for. I think this is a guy that they can get the production they were looking for Cordell Russell from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't work out with Cordell Russell there. I think Kyle Baker can come in and be like that field stretcher and be a guy who can be that Quentin Johnson within their offense. He's not 6'4", he's only 6'2", but he's a vertical stretcher, a guy who loves to high point the football. And since we're talking TCU, I'm going to mention a couple of my sleepers that I really like in this class, guys to keep an eye on. And that's defensive lineman Tristan Johnson from Hurst LD Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Really like him. I like Devondre McGee, cornerback from Conroe, who was the best player on the field that wasn't named Justin Williams or Joseph Jonah Ajonye in the Conroe Oak Ridge game that I watched this year. And I love me some Tobias Steps at Lancaster.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias Steps is an offensive tackle with a tremendously high upside. And, of course, he made his commitment here in the DCTF studios, and that was a fun day for us.
So we're big fans of his, obviously, even more so.